The Legends of Ren Zu. Chapter 3, Section 3. The Luo Po Valley was a huge and complex maze. Ren Zu searched for the missing northern abyss ice soul, but got lost in the yellow fog himself, and couldn't find a way out. He was exhausted, sprawling out on the ground, leaning his back against the labyrinth's wall. A feeling of boundless loneliness engulfed him. He had given his original heart to hope, and was now left with only the heart of loneliness. It was unbearable. The last time Ren Zu was feeling lonely, he had dug out both of his eyes to create a pair of son and daughter to accompany him. But this time, he could only endure the torture of loneliness himself. In his isolation, Ren Zu felt terrible desolation, loss, and pain. Time seemed to have stopped, and he was by himself, alone in this world. There was nobody he could rely on, there was no fire to give him warmth. He felt as if he could not breathe. However, as time went by, Ren Zu eventually got used to the feeling of loneliness, even starting to savor it. He began to feel that isolation was not that scary. In his loneliness, he felt serenity, peace, and quiet. He asked himself,
"Oh human, what is the purpose of your existence? Struggling here in this world, rushing about all the time."
"Oh human, you are the spirit of all beings. You are lonely, so you want to be comforted, to be understood, to be recognized. But right now, the thing you want to do most is to find the way out of this damned place."
Who is talking to me?
The voice laughed.
"I am a goo, called Self. If you look inside your heart, you will find me."
Ren Zu looked into his heart of loneliness. As expected, in the deepest part of his heart, he found a goo bug. It looked exactly like him, but many times smaller, about the size of an ant.
"Hey, you are a goo bug. Why are you inside my body?"
"Ever since you gained life, I have been inside your body. You just did not discover me. It is not easy to find me. You have to look inside your heart of loneliness."
"Is that so?"
Ren Zu was paying it little interest, as his mind was still concerned about northern abyss ice soul. Seeing his indifference, Self-Gu laughed.
"Oh Ren Zu, you should be happy. You should know. Finding yourself and understanding yourself. Those are the most important things in life. You, yourself, are the most reliable thing in the world. Let me help you leave this place."
"You can help me out? No way! Can you bring me out of the Luo Po Valley and up against the reverse flow river?"
Ren Zu was amazed. Self-Gu laughed heartily.
"Oh Ren Zu, why must you walk on this road? The way in and out to the door of life and death were both traces left behind by Fate Gu when it visited Fairness Gu. If you were to walk along this road, you will be tangled by Fate's arrangement and manipulation. If you want to get out of here, to come back to being alive, you must walk on a brand new road."
"Isn't there only one road? Wisdom Gu told me that. How can there be a second road?"
"Oh Ren Zu, as long as you have the will to walk, there will always be a road for you to step on."
"Then how should I walk?"
"Didn't I say it already? First, you have to think about leaving."
"Think?"
Ren Zu tried using his brain, thinking of how to move on. He thought for half a day. His head was bursting, when finally, a Gu jumped out of his mind. This one was an old friend of his, Cognition Gu.
"Where there is cognition, there is me. Oh human, you seem to have gotten into trouble again. Let me help you think."
Cognition Gu shone a bright light upon Ren Zu. It had one ability that was to enlighten all beings. Any living creatures enlightened by Cognition Gu would grow wings. It was Great Sun Verdun Yang who obtained the wings of self and flew up into the 9 heavens. The lights faded, and Ren Zu was left with a new pair of wings. They were attached to his heels and were very delicate.
"This pair of wings is called independence. Ren Zu, it will help you walk on a new path. But you have to be careful. New roads are hard to walk on. Any other Gu are unreliable. You can only rely on yourself Gu."
Cognition Gu then vanished. Ren Zu was still very much confused.
"How should I walk?"
Step ahead and walk out the path of your own road of life. This will be a road unique to yourself. Only you can walk on it.
Ren Zu took the first step forward. The next moment, his vision changed. It was pure darkness. He took another step. Ren Zu raised his foot and wiped it with his hand. He had stepped on stinking mud and feeling hesitant to move when Self-Gu said,
Oh human, do not hesitate. If you want to walk out your own path, you will need to rely on your own 2 feet. When you step foot out on this road, do not be afraid of the grimes.
While you wait for the next episode of Legends of Ren Zu to drop, check out this video where I talk about all there is to know about Gu Masters, Aperture, Primeval Essence, Aptitude, and the 10 extreme physiques. This video has been made with much attention not to reveal any vital information from the book, so don't hesitate to give it a try if you have not been familiar with Reverend Insanity and want to become more so.